Good morning. You are not God. I'll talk about that in just a second. You know, I find it really ironic that there are so many faiths out there where people try to ascend and be gods. There are certain groups that think that if they live good enough, that they will become godlike. Some people are trying to find enlightenment and they will be like gods. Some people think that we're all part of the universe and universally all of us are divine in some way. You're not God. I find this all very ironic because if you look at Scripture, it tells us that Satan's sin was actually to try to ascend above the Most High and be like God. This great and terrible sin of pride, where Satan tried to take the place of God or be as powerful as God. When you think about that, and you look at all the false religions that are out there these days that tell us we can become gods or that we can become one with the universe or whatever that they might teach us, it's the same kind of thinking that Lucifer himself had when he fell from heaven. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there is something in the heart of man that wants to be close to the divine. And if we refuse to understand who God and Christ is, sometimes some of us try to become that divine thing that we want to be close to. I don't truly understand why we think we could possibly be God or be like God, because we're just not. The Bible clearly tells us that our thoughts are not like God's thoughts and that our ways are not like God's ways, and we can't even understand the way He thinks. We can't even grasp that. We're like a little bitty person staring out into the universe and screaming, "I am God!" It's ridiculous. We're not gods. We're just people. We're created by God, just like the angels were created by God, just like Lucifer was created by God, and that everything that has been made and was made was created by God. And when we try to ascend above the position that God has placed us in, we're committing the same kind of sin that Satan himself did. That all sounds like a lot of bad news, doesn't it? But you know, there's good news. You know, God tells us that if we turn to Him and that if we turn to Christ, that we will be like sons of God. What that means is He will be our Father and we will be His children. He is our shepherd and we are His sheep. He is the Lord of all things, and we can follow Him and we can serve Him and find our place in the universe. That's truly our destiny. You remember when Darth Vader told Luke Skywalker, "It is your destiny." You remember that? Basically, God is telling us all our destiny is to serve and love and fellowship with Him for all eternity. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know precisely what's going to be going on, but I know God is a fantastic entity that is never stagnant, and He always has something happening. It says that it can't even enter into our hearts or minds what God has prepared for those that love Him. And you know what? I'm completely okay with that. I'm happy for God to be God and for me to just be me. I just want to be His child. I just want to be His servant. I just want to kneel before Him and bask in His glory and partake of His grace. Don't get too big for your britches, as my grandma used to say. Be what God intended you to be. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.